position. There's not too many tanky champions that you're massively worried about trying to play into with a Jhin, so you got to feel good about this one from LNG. For Ultra Prime, your pick potential is crazy. Kick off a team fight and play the rest of it through.
So Sheer going to try to make good on his TP advantage here. Does just throw down an equalizer in the top side. Krako looks for Saber. Saber just a little too deft on his feet. And the bot lane advantage for Ultra Prime in these early levels looks like it is going to net them Dragon #1 out of 1XN. A small victory in the bottom side. These grubs are gone. Grizzly really trying to make something back in the bottom, but just starts channeling the recall again, and it's going to get interrupted again.
Yeah, this is horrible. You have to get a kill out of this one. Get a flash for it.
All right, going to be able to find the cease and desist before he can get through the magical journey. And first blood going the way of Xiaoxia. And you know what? On an Crystal Arrow, they have quite a bit of chain CC in their pockets if they do choose to try to pull the trigger with the Vi, but they don't want to do it onto missing. LNG doing a good job so far, playing safely around this deadly CC chain that Ultra Prime are bringing to the table. That said, still dicey situation here around the Dragon. Krako blast cones over the wall. They're going to show him respect. They back on away because they know that there is a rumble approaching from the top side. Sheer here to help push in mid, and that numbers advantage will be enough for LNG to net the Dragon.
And this is what you can do with the time. And we haven't seen any of these big ultis come on through, right? We've only really been seeing ultis traded back and forth defensively in the mid lane. Is this going to be the time where these supports pull the trigger and really try to change the landscape of this game?
They're trying to take some control around the Herald. That was Enchanted Crystal Arrow. Came out, did not connect on a missing. Quick on his feet there, having already completed the tier 2 boots. Doesn't even have to use the summoner heal. Good stuff from missing there, and that's going to be a sizable cooldown for Henna this early in the game. He's not going to have that ultimate for this potential Rift Herald fight.
Oh, and that's going to be something that you were really relying on to kick off a potential pick to make these 4v5s happen. Now, face shield.
For 8 on towards 2. There's going to be the Cataclysm. There's the knockup. Everybody slept as a sitting duck. Encore finally comes on across the chain CC coming through out of Krako. And that one-shot damage is just huge from Saber. Missing the next one forced off of the play. But now they've used their full combo. Chrono Break comes on across, deals damage over to 2. Opening up the curtain call. Liang Chen can't intercept these. But he's just sliding them through 1XN. But certainly dicey territory for Bulldog.
Absolutely, you've really got to keep paying as much respect to Saber as possible when you're alone. And it looks like it's just going to be this first tower picked up right here for Ultra Prime. The response will be LNG grabbing themselves this Cloud Drake. They're going to look to stack their way on towards that as a soul. Overall, a pretty dang good soul to be able to get for this team comp. If you want it, it allows Krako to just get so much more range trying to get on top of people. And there we go. That is going to be a first turret. And as Alk got us the stat for earlier, that's the first turret that they have had.
Nicely done there for Ultra Prime, and they get that gold over on towards their mid laner, so they're going to be plenty happy with Saber getting that nice little advantage in regards to gold. That second item, Power Spike, going to really help him out for his ability to execute people individually under the 0. Ritero going to charge in mid here, gets a little bit more plate gold. They should be able to finish this on this push as Henna and Xiaoxia continue to pick away at this wave. They do need a little bit of support though, as Sheer here as well means that they can't step up too far, doing their best to hit onto the minions, and they will finally clear away the wave.
Back on out towards their lanes. Grizzly trying. He did pull off that one gank bot lane that we saw earlier on, but other than that, he's been pretty dang quiet on this Vi. Not as proactive as we would have wanted during the laning phases.
Grizzly still looking for a potential engage angle, but they're spacing him quite nicely. Missing, going to get hit by the Enchanted Crystal Arrow, but will quickly be able to cleanse it away. Now landing Tempered Fate on towards Henna, who's up too far. Going to be able to back on off despite getting hit by the follow-up damage, and doesn't even really lose any health for it. 5 versus 5 in and around mid. LNG finally able to complete their work on the mid lane turret. And nobody going to fall on down, though. 1XN in a position to potentially get chased down. Henna gets a few shots and slows onto him. Here comes the equalizer, thrown on down by Sheer. Henna still able to space this one out. He's up in front of the whole rest of his team. LNG realize this, look for the engage. A flash encore goes a little bit short, but Saber is able to solo out missing regardless. Now stepping forward, Cataclysm onto 2, and the squishies will just drop in an instant as the curtain call damage comes on across. Sheer trying to burn down Liang Chen will be able to do so. A double kill over to 1XN as the fight is won by LNG.
And Gordon, what are we fighting over right here? That's such a misplay out of Ultra Prime. they hang on. Grizzly looking to go aggressive once again. He's going to get stunned up and just taken down, you have to imagine. Yep, that's going to be one kill. It is going to be traded. Can Saber get back out?
Yeah, the getting back out part is where this is going to be tough for Saber.
What are they doing?
Break earlier, where he's just an inch away from being able to block out that shot from killing off his bot support duo, and just, again, can't get there in time just by sharing a Cataclysm with them.
Yeah, it's actually a wild set of events right there, but I do just want to go back to the start of it. There was nothing to fight over. The Drake that's being taken right now was not being set up for properly by either of these teams. And Ultra Prime try for a fight. We're pushing far enough forwards without having set their mid wave, meaning they lose their mid lane tower and then decide to just push for a second fight anyway. The decision-making there is part of what has been plaguing Ultra Prime. Yes, some of the individual laning hasn't been ideal in a couple of their matchups, but it's this point where you have to make decisions on fights that's just been going wrong, and again, it might be right in front of our eyes.
Saber locked down and can't chrono break out, only stays inside of the Cataclysm. Tempered Fate going to block away the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. Going to land on towards 1XN going to be able to clean it away right away, and Henna is just standing there getting blasted away by this Jhin. It's a double kill to 1XN. LNG win out another fight. This time it's 4-0.
Yeah, that's going to be a brilliant fight right there for LNG. They're going to be able to clean up the big purple worm and turn this into even more gold. They're up by 7,500 at this point, only to increase. And Ultra Prime, again, just allows them to rip through the opposition as quickly as possible, get towards that Baron, and now as LNG, all you have to do is cross your T's, dot your I's, and walk it down into the base.
Now pushing on multiple lanes with the addition of that Baron buff. 1XN is going to get right through a plate, and again,
hit it.
The Tempered Fate finds its way onto Henna. This guy cannot catch a break. Krako and Bulldog, the mid-jungle duo, will melt him down with ease. And LNG, now no AD carry on the Ultra Prime side. They're going to be able to break open the base here, Bloxer.
What were we saying earlier, Gordo? Do not sleep on Missing. As good as Kroko and Bulldog and 1XN have been so far, Missing has been on point in this Split 1 2026, and that was just such a beautiful snipe. Are they actually going to be able to end the game right here? I mean, what can Ultra Prime do?
Oh, Jhin looking like he's made of paper, just can't stand up against the physical damage when he did go for that MR build early. Forced back into the base by Bulldog. He's still sitting at full HP as he goes into the stasis, and LNG, a quick and easy closeout in game number 1 as they continue to look like far and away the best team in Group Nirvana.